I'm really curious to see how much of this army I'm actually going to get to keep. Markleek declared war on Mongolia, so that is Genghis Khan II doing his thing. Well, it's actually not Genghis Khan II, but, you know. Because it was Markleek declaring war on them, not vice versa. Nothing else going on? No. Dominican Republic versus Haiti has not kicked off yet. That obvious precursor to the war. What have you missed? Not very much. We've reformed some bureaucracy stuff, we've refused to reduce our army spending, and we have decided to buy some rice. Royal Ploughing Ceremony, the Bountiful Harvest. The Pra Russia Piti Karo Pra Nagran Reik Na Kwan, aka the Royal Ploughing Ceremony, has been performed by the Kingdom of Siam since the Sukhothai period some 600 years ago, and is closely watched by farmers across the country. Traditional soothsayers predicted extra bountiful harvests, abundant food production, and plentiful water this year at the Royal Ploughing Ceremony in Sanam Luang near the Grand Palace in Bangkok during this morning. Gains National Spirit Bountiful Harvest Year, which grants production efficiency cap plus 5% and factory output plus 7%. Thank the gods for that. Crisis, catastrophe, and where the bleeding blazes is Mordred from? I thought there was already too much rice. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking when that thing came up. It's like, you're going to get bountiful harvests. Yay. Remilitarization of Oletania, cool. That's still going. So what I might need to do is holding off getting more focuses for a while. That's always false. So there's going to be an event or something coming up which allows me to do the reforms. Oh, and we can do the economic stabilization, which we should certainly do. So as soon as we finish the standardization of the railway gauge, we'll begin on that. And then I think we will kickstart the local businesses. I don't really want to do the agricultural upgrades just yet, because there has been proven to be no market for the rice. It's good to be the king. Ah! Revolution! Yesterday, a successful revolution was achieved in Siam by a clique of officers and intelligentsia who called themselves the Kaiserreich, the People's Party. The heir to the throne and the chief of police were placed under arrest, and the king, who was not in Bangkok when the coup was carried out, returned to the capital and accepted the fait accompli. The present upheaval in Siam is evidently a political expression of the malaise produced by the pressure of the economic crisis as they tried to move themselves from absolute monarchy towards self-government. After securing a parliamentary constitution, whether a provisional government set up by themselves would prosper and... What? No civil war? What? I wouldn't have abdicated. What? After a bloodless revolution, it's now our job to rebuild the country from the ground up. Luang Pradib Matharam, head of the civilian faction of the provisional government and a preeminent leftist, is creating a more formal constitution while others are educating the masses about how parliamentary democracy works. Finally, prior... Good grief. Phahonponpayasarena readied his troops in case of opportunistic foreign invasion. So we are now the Kaiserreich. Oh, we're still authoritarian democrat. Change in popularity of the social democrats, the social liberals, the market liberals, and the social conservatives. A great leap forwards for us all. The civil war comes later, apparently. The king is still in charge. He's just not the head of government anymore. We have an old general in charge. Oh, he's got lead max planning, which isn't all bad. Actually, the economy minister's freaking awesome. Balanced budget economy. Daily political power, resistance, growth, reduction, encryption, and decryption. He's also really good. Well, if they're capable of running the government, then I guess. They're not Sindhis. I mean, there is some more syndicalist movement, but these are still authoritarian democrat. Kaiserreich. You should try to pronounce the full actual length. The actual full length name of Bangkok. I'm not sure I want to try. I didn't even know it had one. Okay, so we can now build dispersed industry or concentrated. So, do we have any bonuses to efficiency? This is just building loads and loads of dockyards, so it wouldn't be there. Those are all supplies. Those are building actual factories. That's construction speed. Oh, nice. Oh, that's very nice. Oil, research, curriculum, rice, population, production efficiency cap, output, political power, output, cap. I mean, there are several efficiency cap bonuses here. But I'm not really seeing enough, so I think I'm going to maintain my beloved concentrated industry. Factory output versus dockyard. Factory output, dockyard, production efficiency, retention, base. I'm going artillery. Artillery does not use many variants, so no, we're going concentrated. If we're using more variants, like, it might actually be better to go dispersed if you're using a lot of tanks and motorized, because there's a lot of variants for those. Krungthep Hakon Amon Rata Kosin Mahinthara Ayathaya Mahadilok Prop Nofat Rakachani Boiram Udaram Nawayat Mashekan Amon Piman Awatan Sakit Sakathaya Witsukan Proshit. How does that become Bangkok? I bet you just, like, made me swear at people or something. Low popularity. This is bad. Political power gain is decreased. That's not good. We're still positive, but only just. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to try and do the... Oh, wait, hang on. Are we able to do any of these yet? We've had the coup. Open rebellion has taken place. Downfall and stability. No, we haven't been able to yet. So is it always either the coup or the reforms? Is it because I was too nice to my people, so I went the democratic route instead of the authoritarian? I'm kind of curious now, actually, whether I'll have access to these or not. Requires one of the following. Well, we have one of the following. Democratic reform is successful, no civil disturbance or post-civil war construction. Oh, that's just after this is done, so it kind of looks like we'll keep the monarchy regardless. We can get government reform, which gets rid of the reorganized bureaucracy, which does what? Political power gain reduction, consumer goods. Yeah, that one's a horrible one. We should probably do some of the reforms. Alright, onwards. They couldn't just let Hlanferchling Glaundkling Lielich Glochli Chlangli Dobralachlinti Silach Ogologoloch have all the fun. Yeah, Wales versus Siam. Fight! Yeah, the Welsh and the Thai or the Siamese can definitely do the naming conventions, blimey. Who was it that I was playing as before that had some crazy names? Portugal to an extent, but that, and Brazil. But that's just because I didn't know how it was pronounced. I guess it's the same problem here. And these names are much, much longer. Everyone should just be Germanic, I can handle that. The 5th Congress of the Greater Italian Union, known to the rest of the world as the Socialist Republic of Italy, has ended with the National Syndicalist Party, led by Mussolini, achieving majority government. So Mussolini's in power. And of course, Italy is an area that's getting a massive overhaul in the next update, which is going to be pretty cool. I really do like what the changes that they're proposing for that. So there are like 5 different factions now instead of 2. So you have the Italian Federation in the northeast, which is basically a puppet under Austria. You have the Papal States in Rome, You have the Socialist Republic of Italy, which is now in the northwest rather than the south, so it's Lombardy and Piedmont. Those guys are puppets or allied to France, so Communist France can actually come to their assistance. You've got the Kingdom of Two Sicilies in the south, which are like the most legitimate actual Italian power. Like the Italian Federation is a puppet. The Two Sicilies is actually probably the closest to becoming a new Italian kingdom or Italian empire. And I believe that's basically a choice you have in the focus tree. And then you've got Corsica, or was it Sardinia? Sardinia is the fifth one. They are an Entente ally and can get Entente funding to build up. And they were also completely untouched in the First World War and the subsequent fighting. So they're like the actual premier industrial area, even though they're mostly agrarian. And who was it? The person who did the Ireland focus tree seems to be back again. And they are working on some of the Italy stuff. Oh, which one was it? Like, one of the Italian nations now looks absolutely... Well, is probably going to become redonkulous if he goes into anywhere near the detail that they went with Ireland previously. Which one was it? Let's have a quick look. Come on, load. They were doing... Yeah, the Two Sicilies. No. I was wrong. Behind the Trees of Ireland, Ruthenia, now working on the Papal States. The Papal State's going to be ridiculous. That is my belief. The Yellow Cover Dossier Affair. Today, Loang Pradithamaharam, a Minister of State and a member of the People's Party, presented his proposal of the Draft National Economic Development Plan, or the Yellow Cover Dossier, to the National Assembly. The Yellow Paper was a plan to arrange and provide state welfare, to distribute all land to the rural poor, to intervene in economic affairs of the private sector, and to provide rural farmers with more economic subsidies. Some said that it's literally a syndicalist policy rip-off, while others agreed with him that the draft would truly help the lives of the common Siamese people. What should His Majesty the King's reaction be? Well, we're not going to fully agree with him. Some of the content might need to be toned down. He is a syndicalist sympathizer. That does sound suspiciously syndicalist, I'm not going to lie. Arrest him. That was clearly syndicalist. Like, don't even try that. No. Some democratic reforms, some additional subsidies, and a guiding hand is totally fine, but that was ridiculous. A political crisis is ongoing and nearly reached the boiling point now. We must do something. It's treason then. Side with the parliamentarians. His Majesty's dignity must be upheld. We can side with the royalists. Why would I ever do that? Or stop both factions and step in as mediator. Oh, fuck that. We're royalist. And we have got Construction 1. More important things are clearly afoot. And among them, the building of better stuff. Still 36. We do have the 36 gun. We could get field hospitals. Those are 37. Still July 36. We can't get those. I think I'm going to go with the radio for the additional reinforce rate. And there we go. Standardization of the railway gauge. So we can start doing the initial economic stabilization, or the governmental reform, or the lessons of the Civil War. An open rebellion has taken place in our nation. Not yet, it hasn't. So I'm not going to take that, because that just sounds wrong. We could start doing some reforms, though. As much as I want to stand against the syndicalist uprising, clearly we are in need of modernization. We need to have more factories and things built, which will then in turn manipulate the economy. If those factories are private run, so be it. Government reform. For king and country. Don't pick its trees and then the Senate would not approve. Dawn of the Siamese Civil War. Despite the army chief declared that his allegiance was with the monarchy itself, a small spark started with an armed mutiny by the navy. No! In Sahib and Conambashuri quickly turned into a large flame war which engulfed the entire nation. For the king! So the rebels are what? Paternal autocrat supporters start a civil war, or the radical socialists supporters start a war? I don't know which side is which. Because they just did the coup. So the government technically is the coups, it's not the king. Hang on. Easy way to find out. Ad Priya Manapakaram. Priya Manapakaram, Social Liberals. And Seni Prajamari, which I'm going to assume is one of you. Semi Prajamari, Social Conservatives. Oh man, this just gets complicated. Or for country, which is Priya Song Soradet. Syndicalists. So the syndicalists are that side, so we are the king. Obviously, that is the monarchists. So the socialist state of Siam changes their diplomatic status with us, declare war. So we are in the north. The navy were the ones to start the uprising. So the navy were the good guys. Obviously. They were rising up against the coup. And we have got a bunch more troops, although we did lose a whole bunch as well. Which I assume they take control of. Do we... Oh, we even lost one of my guard units. Disappointed! But we do now have a bunch of militia, and also I'm going to assume that we have some more templates. We're going to get rid of you. We're going to get rid of... yes, we are going to get rid of you. We'll keep you, because I like Marines. We'll keep you, and we'll keep you. You are crappy infantry. So get that icon. And militia are those, and then you are also crappy infantry. Why have we got two crappy infantries? They are literally called the same thing. Ah, probably because we already had some. Alright. In fact, do we have any supporters in the south? No, these are all in the north. So we're going to add you all to that. We're going to cancel your current orders. We... right, we need to take over the capital again. That's for sure. Or their capital, rather. My capital's still the same. So we're going to take the cavalry, we're going to take the artillery. In fact, we're going to get the militia. Just the militia. Into a new commander, which I will select. You can be commanded by... artillery dude. You can be commanded by... Oh, I lost my forest fighter. But I do still have my level 5 max entrenchment defensive doctrine. You can do that. Your job, oh, for Pete's sake, is to defend these little passes. Oh man, this is not going to be annoying. I'm mostly doing this just so I can see how many troops are in each section. You're just one guy. You're 4 guys. You're 3 guys. So one of you, that guy, Bangkok Guard Regiment, can join them. Cool. You lot, you 14, are going to unfold that, and you're going to attack this. You lot are actually the monarchical... Actually, monarchist forces would technically be red. Purple's the colour of imperialists. I'm going to make you yellow. Alright. Slow things down. My navy still consists of the 2 battleships, but we lost most of the destroyers, but honestly I think we can still take them. So we are going to go search and destroy in the Gulf of Siam here. What am I constructing right now? I'm still constructing infrastructure in Siam. Oh, and we have an air force. Oh, huzzah! Which are going to be all active here. You're going to be all air superiority who can do air superiority, and you're going to be anti-tank close air support. Which of the awesome generals did I lose? Hannibal Jessica Booth. No, I lost the forest fighter person. I had 2 generals with special traits. One was forest fighting, one was artillery. We still have the artillerist, which is this one. And as I'm going superior firepower, it kind of makes sense. Send in the war elephants. The ones with the big cannons on their back. Why am I negative 648 political power? Because I know how to play this game. No, it's because we're in a civil war. And everyone loves me, and everything is going just fine. Nothing bad could possibly happen here. Nothing at all. The Papal Conclave, Catholic faithful in Rome, breathed a sigh of relief at the Sistine Chapel's chimney, billowed forth white smoke. They have gone for Pacicelli. I don't remember which one he is. He's not Stephen, so he's not the monarchist. It's not the Battle Pope either. I don't know which one Pacicelli is. I'll have to go and check. I'm curious. Italian Federation, which path have you gone down? Julius is the Battle Pope. You're the legitimately religious one. Okay. So you've gone for more papal powers. Papal power! Meanwhile, we are fighting a couple of battles against militia that are already behind our lines. Where are you guys going? Oh, you're going over there, I see. Including the cavalry. Once we're in position, though, we should be pretty well off to just hold the line everywhere that we need to. I mean, we'll beat the militias, which I think is just going to destroy them. Honestly, guys, this is a long way. Just force march. And likewise with you. Whoops. I meant that one. And you are going there. Force march. We'll get into position, we'll build up some planning preparation, and we'll attack them. It's actually saying the yellows are going to win easily, so maybe I should be concentrating on this and just holding the line here. Downfall and stability. Due to our recent lack of political power, our country's stability has been weakened even more. Rioting and striking are now commonplace, and our government is struggling to assert its authority. You will respect my authority! 7 destroyers and a submarine versus 2 destroyers and 2 heavy cruisers, which are totally not battleships. I think I'm going to send the submarines in to go and assist. Did I? Oh shit, do I have an admiral? No, I don't have an admiral selected. Whoops. We have a level 5 admiral? Oh, hello. We'll send him in. Song Suradet's rebellion with the Siamese revolution itself was successful. Its political implications an absolute mess, from the Yellow River dossier affair, with the old royalist side used that to build up a red scare against the parliamentarians, while Army Chief Luang Phi-Fa-Sokram himself declared his allegiance towards the king. Prior Sun Saradet and some naval commanders, oh it was the navy, organised an armed mutiny in southern and eastern region of the country, proclaiming themselves as the Karnapakong Patrana, the Democracy Protection Party, and marched towards Bangkok. This prompted a quick government reaction which engulfed the whole nation with the flames of Siamese Civil War. Who is the best admiral in the game? Is it Donitz or Cunningham? I think it's Cunningham. Because I seem to remember I don't actually use Donitz very often. I don't remember why, but yeah, that's the thing. Alright, so the yellows are totally able to just take stuff. So I'm going to say go ahead and do that. And you. Go that way. And just see what we can grab. And so long as we can hold our positions here, then I am pretty happy. Are you moving here? You are. No, you're not. You need to go there then, buddy. In case they decide to charge through that little gap, which would be bad. Meanwhile, everything else is protected. Good luck for them breaking through. Donut starts with Seawolf, yeah, that's why. Why have you guys not moved? Oh, it didn't happen, you're right. Damn it! Well, we've already sent one of the destroyers packing. sinking, even. Here come the subs. Well, the big boat stayed on our side. Oh, hello. Yes, I'm seeing the problem now. Stay here, guys. We'll make sure that we take this area, as long as you lot are able to hold that. Really? You would lose that fight? Alright, don't do it. How many factories are we fighting against, and how many do they have? They have got 1 factory and 1 factory. We have got 2 factories and 9 factories, so we are way more industrialized. So ultimately, ultimate victory should theoretically fall to us. Theoretically. Probably. You lot may as well march in here and just stop them reinforcing everything. And we'll just take over this northern area.